Hey everybody, it's Casey here at Sea Flying Tackle. Today I'm going to show you how to tie one of my favorite patterns for coho, the Christmas tree. So the Christmas tree, basically, what it looks like. A bunch of materials that you pulled off the Christmas tree, throw them on a hook, and watch the coho chase this thing down and hammer it. This is pretty much a modern classic as far as the world of fly fishing for coho goes. Super effective pattern, lots of flash, a little bit of movement in there, and something I think you're going to like. Hang out, show you how to tie this quick and easy fly. Alright, so I've stuck a Mustad 9671 size 8 streamer hook into the jaws of my vise here. Obviously pinch the barb, we're all barbless for all salmon fishing in BC. I'm going to take some Semperfli Nano Silk in a 30 denier size. I'm going to use white in this case. This stuff is incredibly strong for its size, and why I want to use such a thin thread is just to prevent buildup in this particular pattern. So I'm going to tie this thread in right at the eye of the hook and extend it back maybe a quarter inch or so. But we're leaving the majority of this hook shank bare. So I've got my thread tied in. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some colored Flashabou. In this instance it's going to be royal blue. And I have roughly, I don't know, 20 to 2 dozen, 24 sort of strands of Flashabou here. And we're going to tie this in right at the eye so that it's facing forward. A couple of wraps to secure that in place. Next, we're going to take some silver Flashabou in the same sort of proportions. Just going to trim the ends flush there. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to stack that over top of the blue. Just adjust that a little bit, and then we're going to secure this down. I'm going to trim these tag ends, flush to the wraps there. We want to keep that fairly short. We're going to try and slide a bead over this in a second, and we want that bead to butt right up against the eye of the hook. So a few extra wraps just to lock this all in place. I'm just going to throw a half hitch into this. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Zap-A-Gap, which is a brushable crazy glue, and just a little dab on there just to help lock everything in. And then we're going to cut our thread. The next thing I'm going to do is take a Wapsi brass Cyclops bead. In this case I'm going to use a 5/32 in silver. We're going to remove our hook from the vise. Make sure your crazy glue is dry before you grab the wraps there, otherwise you're going to glue your hook to your finger. And then what I'm going to do is, these beads have a wide end and a narrow opening. We're going to do this kind of reverse as how you normally would do. I'm going to take that bigger hole and I'm going to slide that open so that's facing the eye of the hook. Put the hook back into the vise, and you can see without that big pile of thread underneath that bead, I'm able to slide that all the way over to the eye of the hook without it being impeded. And then I still have a little bit of my material in the back there to tie over to reattach the thread. Now that I've got my thread secured back in place, we're going to take the flashabou and we're going to pull that over the top of the bead. And you can see how that's reversed the order that the colors are laid in there. So I've got my blue over top of the silver. And we're just going to take that tying thread and lock that down in place. Grab a whip finish tool. And again, a little dap of Zap-A-Gap. And I'll do that over the top of the bead as well as over the thread wraps there. Just add a little bit of durability and secure everything in place. And now we'll trim that to length. You can always make things a little smaller on the river if need be. And there you have it, one of the most effective coho flies that you can have in your box, the Christmas tree. Alright, so you can see that was a quick and easy tie. This should be, or I shouldn't say it should be, this is a staple in my box for coho fly fishing in the lower mainland. It's an extremely effective pattern. Like I said, quick to tie. You can get a box full of these in no time. Basically let your imagination run wild with color combinations. I treat this fly as a lure. I'll watch guys, fishing around me, for example, with, their spinning setups or whatever, chucking spinners, chucking spoons. And I'm always kind of trying to pay attention to what colors they're using, especially if they're having success, and I'll try and imitate the same sort of thing. So yeah, like I said, I treat this as like a little spinner or a spoon, little lure. So popular colors, all copper is a great option. Silver and green, silver and blue, blue and green. One that I really like is either 50-50 silver and gold or straight gold, and particularly with orange thread on that pattern. And again, just looks like a little spinner. Just deadly effective. I like to fish them with a variety of retrieves, but typically something quite erratic. Short little jerky strips, sometimes with a little bit longer strip thrown in there. I'll typically fish this on a full intermediate clear sinking fly line, so a slow sink. You can do the same sort of thing with a floating line, especially if you put an intermediate polyleader on the end there, like a 10-foot polyleader, just to help get things down a little bit. But yeah, very erratic action, lots of flash, something that coho like to chase, and we all know coho love chasing stuff. So definitely give this one a try. Try a few different colors, and yeah, let us know how it works for you. Think you're going to like this one. Thanks for watching. Also, smash that like button, subscribe, follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and check us out online, www.c-run.com. Thank you very much.